Hello guys, how is YouTube land doing today? Here we are Sunday morning, it's hot and humid in the Berkshires. I wanted to do a follow-up on Harbor Freight, but before I get into that, this channel mostly does a lot of tool reviews, mostly middle of the road, some low and high end sprinkled in, as long as some car tech tips and repairs. Although lately I haven't done any tech tips lately, but we will. And I give away a lot of free tools every other week, which I've been doing now for 9 months. I've had 35 giveaways already. 35 people have won. When I hit 8,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away this brand new Mako 88 tooth ratchet, 3H drive flex head. This is a nice ratchet. So if we hit 8,000 subscribers, if I do, that'll be one of the giveaways. I'll probably give away something else, but that'll be a surprise. But that's one of the giveaways coming. If you commented on this past Friday's video, it was a Harbor Freight video like this, of the good stuff to buy there, and you're a subscriber, you'll be putting a giveaway, which is next Friday, and there was a couple of good prizes to choose from. Okay. Now, I'm not here to bash up Harbor Freight. I buy a lot of their stuff, and a lot of their stuff is very good, especially the Icon and Dole line. Those are all pretty good. But these are things that I don't buy there anymore. I've had bad experiences, or I just don't buy anymore. So I take it for what it's worth. I always try to do both sides of the coin. You know, they have good and they have bad. Well, here's some of the bad. Here we go. Stay away from the cheaper hammers. These things always break off. The heads always come loose, and the handles do not hold up. Stay away from the cheaper ones. They got good hammers, guys. Don't buy the cheap ones. This is a type here that's always broke on me right here. This is the Pittsburgh one here. This thing is broke so many. You can replace the head on those, but I never had good luck with it. The head's bent. I kept it, but I must have broke those tips off so much that it wasn't worth using anymore. It wasn't reliable. Give you an idea. I got an old Craftsman one here. Craftsman is in the house for a minute, and I've never had any issues with those. Are original soft tip heads, and I've never broke any of those. I think you can see the word Craftsman in there. Craftsman. So stay away from this type anyways, the Pittsburgh soft mallet. The transfer punches, I don't know, for some reason these have never held up. These things I always have problems with these, and the tips will break off. What I end up doing with these is I end up taking the tips off when they're dull, and I grind them down, use them for punches, because the tips of these on their transfer punches, at least these cheaper ones, they don't hold up. They're wire cut brushes. Don't buy the cheap ones, guys, and definitely wear eye protection. These things, all the wires fly out. I had a few embedded in my cheek one time. I don't use the cheap ones anymore. Buy the better ones. These things are a disaster waiting to happen. So stay away from those cheap. You get like 8 in a package or 6 in a package for like $5. Don't buy those. It may cost you an expensive hospital visit. Don't get me wrong, I like a lot of Harbor Freight stuff, but this is the backside of it. Batteries. They got some cheap batteries, guys. What's the word? Cheap. That's the key word. These things are junk. What's the brand name on these? I want to see if I can read it here. Thunderbolt, I think they are. These things are junk. Don't buy those. I think you're lucky if you get a couple of days use out of them. They're just not worth it. You know, you get like 20 batteries for $5. Ooh, that's a great deal. Not really. So stay away from the Thunderbolt. I haven't had any good luck with them. be careful with some of their cheaper extensions. This one's sheared off, you know. Just I kept it for a conversation piece. Just be careful. They got some cheap extensions there that aren't any good. Oil filter wrenches. I got this one here, and this thing's bent to hell. Look at how that bent. It was cheap. It was probably $4, so I said, I'll buy that. This one's pretty old. I don't use it anymore. Give you an idea. I got a brand name here. I don't know what brand name it is here, but it has never bent. You can see here in the side view. The one on the left's a brand name. See how heavier the rivets are and stuff? And that one has never bent. The other one is just utmost garbage. So stay away from the cheaper oil filter wrenches. This type here is useless. I bought this one here with the strap here, thinking, that might come in handy. I don't think I ever got an oil filter off with it. I don't think it's ever done me any good. I know Craftsman had a version of this too, but this has never worked for me. They're cheap magnetic trays. What's the key word? Cheap. These things, see the magnet back? I broke so many of these. The magnets always pop off. And yeah, you can glue them back on, but why should you have to, right? I buy more expensive types. My Craftsman one I've had for 35 years has never broke. Don't buy these. They get like 3 in a set, and they're like, I don't know, $5 or something. The magnets always pop off. Stay away from them. Now, they got some cheap tie rod and ball joint forks. This was like $5 or something. That's a tie rod. There was a tie rod fork. Now it looks like a Y. So why do I keep it? Sometimes I use it on a ball joint, or something, but I have used it pretty. You can see the head of it. This should be thrown out. Yeah, I could have warrantied it out, but I kept it for ball joints. This is the back side of the coin, guys. I do honest reviews, so I'll tell you good and bad about anything. These are the cheap tire gauges, inflators. Don't buy the cheap ones. These things break. I dropped it and it broke. Buy one that's made out of steel, guys, not this crappy plastic. It just broke right off. Don't buy them. You're throwing your money away. Now, I showed these the other day. These are absolutely my favorite. This is the good side of Harbor Freight's beaters. They still got these guys. I highly recommend them. These are old and they've held up. Don't buy this type. Yeah, it's got a striking cap. These things shatter. They just plain shatter. I don't know if I can show you. They shatter. You can see it right there. And these things are dangerous. I had one go flying. I had pieces going flying everywhere. I struck the back cap and it shattered. So stay away from those green ones. I think they got blue ones too like this. It looks almost like a glass, but it's a cheap plastic. Don't buy those. Now, this isn't a Harbor Freight one. This happens to be Astro Pneumatic, which is absolutely a great one to buy. But this type they have there, I went through 3 or 4 of them. They're like, I don't know, I think they're like $20, I want to say. I'm not sure. They're not worth it. They don't hold up, guys. Yeah, you can keep bringing them back. I did that. I played that game for a while. Then I bought this new one by Astro Pneumatic. I should leave a link in the description below for this one. This one's 8 years old, and it has never let me down. A bit pricey, but damn good one. Stay away from the cheap ones at Harbor Freight. Oh God, they're drill bits. They got a lot of junky drill bits, guys. These are the ones with a titanium coating. You know what these are good for? These are good for wood. That's about it. Those things are junk, absolutely junk. Let me know if I can get them out. Stay away from those. They're like, I don't know, $10? They're not even worth that. Air hammers. Make sure you buy a good one, guys. They got some cheap ones there for, oh, I don't know, $10, $15. They're no good. I brought back many, many of these. This one doesn't work at all. I don't know why I didn't bring it back. Another product, another air tool that never held up was, I went through a lot of these. And these are the central pneumatic, the shears, the sheet metal shears. These things never hold up. I broke about 3 or 4 of these. They never held up. I never bought one after that. Like I said, I'm not here to bash Harbor Freight. I'm just showing the other side of the coin. Central Pneumatic, usually they got some good stuff too. This is their one drill that's not reversible. I always recommend you get a reversible one if you buy an air one. This one here burnt up. I burnt up 3 of these. This one still works, but I don't use it. But I burnt up 3. I kept going back, getting more, and I finally bought a better one. Junk. Well, they're punches and chisels. They got some good ones, guys. Don't get me wrong. Don't buy the orange ones, or I think it's the green ones too. These things are too soft. They bend on you, and I got to keep grinding them down. And eventually they get so short, you know. But they got a place, but you aren't gonna. No heavy-duty work for these guys. These are just like, basically, they're almost like throwaways. They're too soft of a metal. But the orange ones are horrible. Now, this isn't Harbor Freight sandpaper, but just an example. Don't buy their sandpaper. Their sandpaper is dirt cheap. Well, it's dirt. It's junk. I don't buy sandpaper there. Now, their hose clamps, they'll get you out of a pinch, but they can't handle any torque. You put a little bit too much torque on there. Like, say you don't use a screwdriver, and you use a nut driver, we'll say. They just can't handle the torque. They'll come apart on you, and you'll be in deep crap. I don't buy those there. There's better options, guys. A lot better options. I don't buy their fuses. Their fuses are just too. They're not reliable. I do not buy their fuses. I don't use them. There's better options out there. Okay, guys, that's it for this video, I think. Oh, another happy customer. That's just my thoughts on Harbor Freight. This is the back side of it. It's probably a customer I get. I work on cars on the side. This is the back side of the coin. This past Friday, I did the good stuff. This is stuff you want to stay away from. Hope it's helped somebody, you know. I mean, Harbor Freight's got some hidden gems there. They got some great stuff there. The Icon line, that Dole line there. It's all good stuff. They got some great stuff, I think, but there's still some garbage there. And this is some of the garbage that hopefully you stay away from. All right, guys, leave a comment below. I always get back to you, and have a great rest of the day. And take care.